fucking metal show. Welcome to Big Beats fucking metal show.
Hello and welcome back to Big Pete's Metal Show! Yep, that means I'm not sick anymore. It is time to fucking scream. And it is also time to scream for the new fucking Tankard album. Tankard, One Foot in the Grave. Now, I'm reviewing this album 3 months after it came out because you do not realize how fucking difficult it is to get your hands on a fucking copy of this in America. Like, it's literally ridiculous. Like, I had to have one of my local record stores pre-order it, like, and it didn't come for a while, and, you know, just a bunch of bullshit. So anyway, I finally got to listen to this, and it is a really, really fucking good album. It's a solid slab of thrash that'll fucking punch you right in your fucking balls and kick you right in the fucking jaw. And basically we got 10 tracks, around 50 minutes I believe runtime, and a big thing about this album is it's not focused on beer, if you will. Like, you know, Tankard is famous for being a band about beer and their love of beer. You know, a lot of people, a lot of metalheads often dismiss them for this fact because, I don't know, because they're fucking dildos and they don't have a sense of humor. Anyway, we get into this album, and I'd like to make it clear that I do not dismiss this band. I think they're fucking awesome and metal as fuck. They've been around for fucking 30 years, and this is their 17th album, their 17th release. Like, they don't show any signs of stopping either. Although it is kind of mentioned a little bit ironically on this album, if you will. In the title track, One Foot in the Grave, it's kind of about the band getting old and, you know, getting old and going out in style. You see the back of the album artwork. It's kind of funny. I mean, they're funny. They got a sense of humor. And like I said, some metalheads don't like that, and I think they could fuck off. And so anyway, we come to track 1, and a lot of these tracks are more serious, on a more serious note, which I think the more uptight metalheads are, you know, like. You get to number 1, Pay to Pray, which is about religions taking money from their followers. You know, it's basically just like calling them out. And then we get into track 2, Arena of the True Lies. And this one is about, like, you know, media BS and, you know, clickbait and just, you know, lying in general in media, which is another thing that we've seen from Havoc, if you will, and some other bands speaking out about it. Havoc being the biggest one speaking out thus far. And then we get into track 3, which is easily the most angry song on this track. It sounds like the band itself from back in the day wrote this song. It's called Don't Bullshit Us, and it's basically talking about, like, you know, how metal is like on the underground and stuff. It's you know, it probably requires a few more listens, but it's an angry song, and, you know, they're just angry. What can you say? Don't bullshit us. And track 4, we already talked about track 4, One Foot in the Grave. The title track is about going old in style, because these guys are like in their 50s now. And then we get to Syrian Nightmare, track number 5, and I think this is one of the first instances of a band, or maybe a bigger band like Tankard. It's one of the first instances of a band like this saying something about the whole Syrian crisis. And it's basically just talking about, like how it's fucked up, I guess. They wrote a song about it, and they're speaking on it. And then we get into Northern Crown, tracks 7, Lock 'Em Up, 8, the Evil That Men Display. Sounds like The Evil That Men Do by Iron Maiden. Could be a play on that. I don't know. This could be their own fucking thing. Doesn't matter. And we get the Secret Order 1516. And this song reaches the 7-minute mark, which is not usually a usual occurrence on Tankard albums. They usually stay between like the 3 to 5 minute range. But this one, it's got more of a dark, epic feel to it, and it draws on a little longer, but it's not boring long. It's good long. It's a good long. And we end with Soul Grinder. And there's about the other tracks I didn't really go into depth about. There's really not much else to say that's different about them. I mean, they're all good. Every single song on this album is enjoyable. I didn't get bored or naturally like stop listening to any of the music itself throughout the entire duration of this album, because it's all very enjoyable. The band gives a classic performance, and this is probably, since they came back with 2012's Girl Called Cerveza and 2014's R.I.B., and now to add to that list, One Foot in the Grave, their new albums have been like amazing, like top 10 like Tankard records, and they show no signs of stopping, and they show no signs of fucking stop moshing either. And anyway, all the riffs and solos and leads and everything about this record is awesome. It's not necessarily groundbreaking, I wouldn't say. It's not anything like fucking A Rain in Blood or Master of Puppets, but it's just a really good, consistent piece of thrash metal. And for that, I will rate this album an 88 out of 100, for it being consistent and for these being old guys still kicking ass. So that is my review on Tankard. Did you love it? Did you hate it? I loved it. And that'll be it for today's episode. And you could slap a like on this video if you want. If you don't want, then fuck you, I don't care. But that'll be it for me. I'm out. Stay brutal, keep it metal, and peace.